Are watching our live stream. Welcome to our performance this evening. My name is Jeff McDermott. I'm proud to serve as the president and the CEO right here at the Center for the Performing Arts and for the Great American Songbook Foundation. We're thrilled to have you here tonight for another Live at the Center performance. Live at the Center is a program that we put together during the COVID pandemic, and we have continued on and will continue on with it because it has become so incredibly popular, particularly to our virtual audiences out there. We really excel and are so excited about bringing local and regional artists here to the Palladium to perform original music in this world-class theater for now live audiences and for our viewing audiences out there. Tonight we have Zach DuBois and his wonderful band. We're so excited to be able to present them. Those of you who are here in the audience, you're allowed to clap when I say, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have Zach DuBois and his band here tonight. I just wanted to prove to everybody out there that we have people here who are looking forward to this show, and we know everybody out there watching on this live stream is really looking forward to this show. We're a nonprofit organization. Our mission here is to engage and inspire all of Central Indiana with enriching arts experiences, and we're doing that tonight, and we're doing that with every Live at the Center performance. We do that with every Center Presents performance. We do that with our wonderful resident companies. We do that with our educational programs, and all of that is made possible because of all of you, the people watching this evening, live stream, the people here in the audience, our patrons, our donors, our sponsors, the wonderful volunteer ushers that we have who give of their time to make all of this possible. So we're so appreciative to everything that you do to make everything we do possible. We have a season sponsor. It is Allied Solutions. Allied Solutions is a national company that happens to be located and headquartered right here in Carmel, Indiana. They work with financial institutions to help them grow, support, and evolve their businesses. Allied Solutions has been our season sponsor for a number of years, will continue to be our season sponsor, are so generous to us. And tonight, again, and our entire season is made possible by Allied Solutions. So please join me in thanking Allied Solutions for all that they do. There is rarely a day that goes by that somebody doesn't ask me, Jeff, how can I support the Center for the Performing Arts? Laugh, laugh. Okay. It really does happen sometimes, maybe not every day, but there are a couple ways that you can do it, and I want to show you, or at least talk to you about those right now. One is you can text the word. If you like what you're seeing and like what we're doing, bringing local and regional talent, support us or consider supporting us with a tax-deductible contribution. You can text the word Palladium to 41444, follow the prompts, and you can make, again, a tax-deductible contribution to us, or you can just visit us at the Center Presents/donate. Again, follow the prompts and make a tax-deductible contribution that way. We hope that you'll consider doing that. Again, you are our lifeblood. You are what makes this possible. You are what has allowed us to bring Zach DuBois and his band here this evening. So I hope that you will enjoy what you're seeing tonight and consider making this possible for many years to come. We've got a great season coming up. We've got many educational programs that we offer here. You can find all of those at thecenterpresents.org. Our next Live at the Center program will be Native World. That is on March 31st. We hope you'll tune in for that live stream, or if you'd like to be one of our patrons here live and in person, it is a mere $5 to attend these in person, so we hope you consider that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you spending a Thursday night with us. I appreciate you tuning in to view, and it is my privilege to present Zach DuBois.
Yeah, thank you so much for everybody that braved the weather to come out tonight. Wish that would have cooperated a little better. My name's Zach DuBois. I want to start off by introducing the band. We have Callahan Dillon on fiddle. Give her a round of applause. Jeff Myers back on the drums. Jeff Lesser on the bass, keeping it sexy on the low end. And Jamie Pawelski, my good friend, who is joining on electric guitar. Song I wrote about my life before I started medical school. Everybody always wanted to know what it was like traveling around the country playing music and making a living doing it. And so instead of trying to explain it, I figured I'd write a song. It's called Life on the Road. 10:15, time to start the show. Another night in another town to share some songs I wrote. I hope the folks out in the crowd like what they hear. Make them forget their troubles, singing about mine, hanging out and drinking beer. Yeah. Most nights the getting it's good, even when the money ain't that great. Seeing your song strike a chord with the crowd, yeah, that's the best kind of pay. Chasing a dream, well, it's good for your soul, so I chase it night and day. Yeah, I travel across this land in a beat-up van, just trying to find my way. I keep rolling, I let the rhythm carry me. I live my life knowing nothing is guaranteed. If I keep going, I might find what I'm searching for. Holding out hope, living this life out on the road. Yeah, I sleep on my friends' couches who make more money than me. And sometimes I'm jealous of their houses, but they're jealous that I'm free. And I'm no good at one-night stands, so I lie awake alone, just reflecting on this path that I chose and praying about the unknown. I keep rolling, yeah, let the rhythm carry me. I live my life knowing nothing is guaranteed. If I keep going, hell, I might find what I'm searching for. Holding out hope, living this life out on the road. Yeah. Couple beat up paperbacks sitting on my dresser. Lou Willimore, Jack Kerouac, my companions on this journey. Their words, they guide my path. Well, for now I've got my things in the green hills of Tennessee. Yeah, I'm seeking truth in these guitar strings to see how far these songs carry me. How far will they carry me? Oh, won't you carry me? Yeah. Won't you carry me? Carry me? Yeah. Lord, I gotta keep rolling, rolling. I gotta keep rolling, rolling. You help me keep rolling, rolling. I gotta keep rolling, rolling. No. Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I've been fortunate enough to travel around a lot of the country playing music and seen a lot of cool places, but I grew up on a piece of land in northern Indiana outside of Elkhart that has been in my family for 6 generations now. And I've been to a lot of cool places, but that's definitely my favorite spot on the planet. And so I hope y'all can relate to having such a special place that you call home. There's a song about that. It's called Home to Me. There's a little white house off of County Road 3 that will always be home to me. Yeah, on that 40-acre farm, I learned so much. How to kiss, how to pray, and how to cuss. Yeah. In this life, I've traveled everywhere. Florida's cold, smelled the Rocky Mountain air. I've seen it all, nothing can compare, no, to the beauty that I see. You are next to me on that little piece of heaven off County Road 3. Ain't a prettier scene in this world that I know. On a hot summer night when the sun sinks low, all those purples and reds fill that western sky. And sitting on the porch, we watch the world pass by. In this life, traveled everywhere. Florida's cold, smell the Rocky Mountain air. Seen it all, nothing can compare, no, to the beauty that I see. You are next to me on that little piece of heaven off County Road 3. Well, after 5 generations, sweat and tears, yeah, I'm proud to say that my home, it's right here. No, we ain't got a lot of money, but we are rich in love, and we place our faith God above. In this life, traveled everywhere. Florida's cold, smell the Rocky Mountain air. Seen it all, but nothing can compare, no, to the beauty that I see. You are next to me on that little piece of heaven off County Road 3. There's a little white house off County Road 3 that will always be home to me. Used to having beer in a glass, so the water, it's not vodka, it's water. It's nice being in a place like this, though, where people are listening to you and you don't have to fight over loud, noisy, drunk people. It's enjoyable as a songwriter to get to share your songs with the world. And I love a good dive bar just as much as the next person, but it's definitely nice to be in such a beautiful space like the Palladium, so I feel honored to be here tonight. Yeah, give it up for the Center for Performing Arts here in Carmel. A lot of weird stuff going on right now in the world, and I think that's kind of always the case, but I was getting together with one of my buddies down in Nashville. We were talking about kind of everything. This was 5 years ago, and it seems like there's always something to be worried about and upset about, and we just wanted to write a song that kind of shows how we're all connected, and I think it's a timeless message that no matter what's going on, that we can relate that we're all human beings, and we're all connected here trying to serve a greater purpose. And so that's the song. It's called Bleed Red. I figure I better give a little more introduction about myself for those of you in the multiverse out there that are streaming this live, or for those of you in the audience that may have never met me before. My name is Zach DuBois. I'm from Elkhart, Indiana, and I spent 7 years as a full-time touring singer-songwriter after I graduated from Notre Dame, and then decided to go to medical school after touring for 7 years full-time. It was fun while I was out on the road, but I figured being away from your wife for 40 weekends a year is not the most sustainable and path towards a happy and healthy marriage. And so I decided to go to medical school because I was always interested in medicine. And so a lot of these songs are coming from a place of living in Nashville, writing songs during the week, and then going and touring on the weekends. And this is one of those. I used to volunteer at a food pantry down in West Nashville called the Little Pantry That Could, and met some really cool and interesting people there in my time. And one of the guys I met, his name was Mike, and Mike was this really fascinating guy. It took me, a month or so of him coming regularly to get food till I finally broke him down and started talking to him. But Mike had this fascinating story. He ended up getting his MBA and was having some success in the business world. and kind of just his life, he had some bad habits with alcoholism and other things, pills and other drugs. And he ended up, couldn't get it under control. He had a wife and kids, and ended up on the streets of Nashville eventually because of his addictions. And so I met him and was, pretty moved by his story. And he told me at his lowest points, he would hide his flask of whiskey and his Bible by the bedside to hide it from his family because, they were trying everything they could to get him to stop. And so when he told me that, I knew I had to write a song about it eventually. And so this is that song that came from it. It's for Mike and anybody else out there struggling with their demons. It's called Proverbs to Peter. Proverbs to Peter is a flask of brown liquor, hidden in the pages of the King James, passed down by his daddy to him and his sister. Guess you could say it's a family thing. On the outside, you look like a hell of a son and a brother, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Can't judge a book by its cover. What you see only runs skin deep. Picture inside the frame, that ain't the only one he paints. There's more than meets the eye, little more than meets the eye. Real hard for that pretty piece of paper. All he got were more letters at the end of his name. He swore to his mama he was getting better, but some of his habits didn't graduate. He walked straight as an arrow across the stage, like the world was his for certain. But you can't see behind the curtain, never know behind the curtain. What you see only runs skin deep. Picture inside the frame, that ain't the only one he paints. There's more than meets the eye, little more than meets the eye. Alright. Now it's bottom shelf, need till closing time. At the end of the bar where his demons can't hide, stumbles home drunk like the night before. Don't recognize the man in the mirror anymore. Says a long prayer before he passes out, for his wife and kid, they don't want him around. Sometimes it's like they never even knew. Sometimes it's like they never even knew him. What you see only runs skin deep. Picture inside the frame, that ain't the only one he paints. There's more than meets the eye, little more than meets the eye. Proverbs to Peter is a flask of brown liquor, hidden in the pages of the King James. Country music. Well, I was playing that song and I realized I don't think I mentioned where I went to medical school. I ended up coming to Marian University here in Indianapolis, and I know I saw Dr. Wagner out there in the lobby before the show, so I know she's at least out there. There's somebody from Marian in the audience. So appreciative to everybody at Marion for welcoming me with open arms and educating my mind. So my life's kind of been interesting and, has taken a lot of different twists and turns, and not everything you can always plan ahead for. But I found that there were some tried and true tips that no matter what I was going after in my life, whether it was, being a touring singer-songwriter or being a medical student, eventually a doctor, is that there's a lot of things that are out of your control, but the one thing you can always control is how hard you work and chase after your dreams. And so I got together with my buddy, Devin Dawson, who is a great artist and songwriter in his own right, and we were hanging out one day. And when you're a songwriter down in Nashville, you write a lot of the same songs about drinking beer and hanging out with girls and getting your heart broke and things like that. And so Devin and I, after you do it so many times, you're like, we got to write about something else. And so he and I wanted to kind of write an anthem for our generation, because at the time, millennials were getting a really bad reputation of being lazy and self-involved and all sorts of things. Couldn't get off their phones. And I definitely know some people that are my age that are like that, but I also know a lot of people that are working their ass off to make this world a better place. And so we wanted to write a song for those types of millennials and just for anybody in general who's doing that. And so we wrote this song, and I shot a music video for it on a multi-generational family farm back in Goshen, Indiana, and got to feature a bunch of family farmers, which is really cool and a passion of mine as well. But anyways, I'll quit rambling. But this song's about controlling the things that you can control, and that thing is working hard. It's called Work Harder. Better dream it big, we'll never let you drown. Boy, you're either gonna sink or swim out of this town. It's worth it when you know you earned it on your own. I learned it then and there. Oh, when mama had us sitting at the table, said if you want it and you're willing and you're able, then work harder to go farther. good life advice to live by. I'm gonna give the band a break and do some acoustic tunes, mainly because I've never recorded them and they're new songs, and I didn't have anything for them to go off of. So give it up for the band one time. If you can believe it, yesterday was the first time we had ever all met each other and played together for the most part, except for me and Jamie. Otherwise, we're all brand new to each other, so I think they're doing a pretty good job. It's pretty impressive that they're able to do that. This is a newer song that I wrote down in Nashville with Thomas Fincham, who's an Indianapolis guy here. Yeah, we got some Thomas Fincham fans in the audience. I love it. He was a diver for the Olympics. He's a cool guy too. He's taken a non-traditional path from right here in central Indiana. But him and I were getting together to write one day, and I had this idea that I wanted to write. It was The Weight of This Ring, and I wanted to write a cheating song, like an old school country song, and we were talking about it. And he was getting ready to get married at the time, and I was newly married, and we ended up twisting it on its head, and instead of writing a cheating song, write a song, like a romantic song about marriage, and so that's kind of the origin of this one. It could have been a cheating song. I still think it'd be a good cheating song. But yeah, there's again, some life advice. I've found in my life that you hear from a lot of people that you want to try to shirk responsibility and just make an easy path for yourself. But I found the most purpose and the most meaning of my life comes from the things that offer the most responsibility, and like carrying as much weight as possible on your back is the thing that I've found fulfills me the most. And marriage is definitely one of those things. And so that's what this song's kind of about the responsibility and the weight that comes with wearing one of these wedding rings right here. So it's called Weight of This Ring. Goes round and round forever. No, it don't ever end. Even when I take it off, you can still see where it's been. Oh, but maybe it was made that way. 'Cause hearts like mine are hard to tame, and hearts like hers are worth weight of this ring. Traded in my ways, settle for a life here on the ground, and settle down. And finally found one to anchor me. She showed me the freedom that I'd been needing underneath the weight of this ring. Man, this thing don't shine like new, like the day when it was sold. That don't mean this old thing ain't more than worth its weight in gold. Yeah, maybe it was made that way to show that time can change the way things look, but time don't change. The weight of this ring, traded in my ways, settle for a life here on the ground, settle down. And finally I found the one to anchor me. Hell, she showed me the freedom that I was needing underneath the weight of this ring. The weight of this ring. Yeah, goes out to my beautiful wife, Katie. I think she's here tonight. I think she made it down from, yes, oh, yeah, look at her right there. Front and center. This is another new one that I wrote. It's probably my favorite song I've ever written. Your songs, you find out they're like your kids. You can lie and say that you love them all the same, but you definitely have your favorites. This is one of my favorites that I've written so far to this point in my life. I wrote it right before I was getting ready to start medical school and start that new season and chapter of my life, and realized that I was, pretty much leading up to that point, I've always tried to fast forward through different chapters and, get to the next thing where I was going to have more peace and happiness and whatever, fill in the blank. And what I found as I've gotten older is that you have to find contentment and peace right now and enjoy where you're at in life, because you're not getting this time back no matter how successful you are. And so just enjoy the journey. And that's what this song's about. It's called Buy Back Time. If I couldn't buy back time, put a 20 down, to be 10 again, barefoot running around with my brother and our old dog in the field behind our house. If only I could buy back time. If I couldn't buy back time, there ain't a price I wouldn't pay for the middle seat on that John Bull Sunrise Gun Lake, between my old man and my granddad up in northern Michigan. If only I could buy back time. The present moment, it's soon memory. Technicolor turns black and white. Seconds measure life's greatest treasure, and it's gone within a blink of an eye. Even with all the money in the world, you're never gonna buy back time. If I couldn't buy back time, I'd put a quarter in a clock for every minute I spent stressing over things I ain't got, wishing I could just fast forward to some future Shangri-La. If only I could buy back time. The present moment, oh, it's soon memory. Technicolor turns black and white. Seconds measure life's greatest treasure, and it's gone within a blink of an eye. Even with all the money in the world, you're never gonna buy back time. I think this would be a good spot for a fiddle solo, so I'll tell Callahan that. She's gonna have to learn one. Come up with something cool. So work hard and chase your passion, 'cause you only get one life. But it's the journey that's important. Cherish every sacred stride. Learn to live within each moment and to quiet your mind. 'Cause you're never gonna buy back time. No, you're never gonna buy back time. Now bring the band back out. I'll tell another story while they're getting set up, because that's what I seem to do all the time between my songs. Has anybody been to Paris, France out there? Anybody in the audience? Big fan of Paris, France? Okay, we got some Parisian friends. So I love France. Paris is a pretty cool place too, but I like getting out in the countryside. But anyways, I was probably like 6 years ago now. I ended up getting really cheap tickets in the off season to go to Paris, France, and I convinced my girlfriend at the time to come with me. And so Paris is the city of lights. It's the city of love. It is the perfect place for a romantic getaway, and an impossible thing to screw up a romantic getaway to Paris. But I found a way to screw up a romantic getaway to Paris, and I'll tell you how the formula for that. It was drinking too much wine at a corner cafe after dinner, and then getting into a fight with your girlfriend at the time. And so I found myself in that position, and when you find yourself in that position, you have two options. The first is to chase after her and make sure she gets home to your Airbnb safely, because she doesn't know anything about French language. She's never been to Paris before. This is like the second day we were there. So that's option one. Second option is to stay at that corner cafe and finish the half carafe of wine that is still left on the table, and pull out your iPhone because you think it's really funny and it would be a good idea for a song to write a song about breaking up in Paris, because I'd never heard one before. And so I went with option two. I'm not sure if I would suggest it to everybody, but that is the option that I went with. And thankfully, we didn't actually break up, but and she ended up getting back to the Airbnb safely. We actually came back to Paris the following year and got engaged in Paris, and now my beautiful wife, Katie, and I are still married, thankfully. But this is a breakup song about Paris, because I never heard a breakup song about Paris, all these love songs. So this is, if you know of any others, meet me in the lobby after the show, and we can talk about what other ones there are out there. It's called Paris is for Lovers. In a hurricane of clothes on the third floor of a hostel where no one knows my name except the front desk, and they have my credit card. I need to get dressed and go get it so I can get to getting far away from this goddamn place on the boulevard Saint-Germain. Feels like a building dancing with a wrecking ball. I got a soft pack full of cigarettes and the time to walk all alone along the left bank while she paints Mona Lisa's smile with some acrylic canvas poet hell. When I leave, I'm never coming back to Paris, 'cause it's for lovers, and I don't love her anymore. She's in the arms of another. I'm hungover. I sure as hell don't belong in Paris. Oh, but I'm in Paris. It sure ain't the picture painted in my mind. On the Champ de Mars with a homeless guy, bottle of wine, yeah. All melts, yeah, Paris, it's for lovers, and I don't ever love her anymore. She's in the arms of another, and I'm hungover. say is, well, kiss my ass. Au revoir. 3. As any good breakup song does, it ends with la-ti-das. Got a few more for you tonight, and then we're gonna get back home in this weather. But this is another one that's got a story behind the song. I'm sorry that all my songs have stories behind them. I was living down in Nashville, and was friends with, had mutual friends with this guy named Lupe who I had met. He was a handyman who had worked around my friends, Leslie Fram and Lanny West's house, and would kind of just do odd jobs for them. And got to talking to Lupe one day and realized he had a story too, pretty incredible story. He had crossed the border twice illegally through the Sonoran Desert to get to the United States. And on the second such trip, actually, half the people in his party ended up dying or got lost in the desert. And so I heard that, and I was reading The Grapes of Wrath at the time, and I realized there were so many similarities between people trying to get to this country from Central and South America and the Joad family and the people in the Dust Bowl leaving the Midwest and Oklahoma, heading out to California to try to make a better life for their family. And just drew some parallels to that when I was talking with Lupe, and so I was inspired to write this song. It's incredible what people will do to come to the United States of America. It's such a great place, and I think we take it for granted so much. But it's truly the greatest country on the planet, and affords the most freedoms. And take advantage, or think lightly of that at your own peril, because it's a pretty great place, and there's a lot of people that wish they could be here and will do anything to try to get here with their families. But it's called Pray for Rain. He came from Mexico so he could try and grow his own American dream. He left all he loved behind, his new son and a wife. Yeah, he was seeking a better life for his family. Well, that Sonoran Desert sure was hot. His coyote said it's the best chance and not get caught. So we prayed for rain to come cool the land, take away his pain. But the rain never came, so we carried on anyway. Crossed the border with no plan, but he wasn't scared of work. He had two hands, yeah, he made made some friends, heading to San Joaquin. We arrived around harvest time, but the dust was thick and jobs were hard to find. No fruit on the vines all across the valley. They hadn't seen dirt this dry since '39, and all the weather models are calling for no wind inside. So we prayed for rain to come cool the land and take away his pain, but the rain never came. So we carried on anyway. Yeah, finally scraped the money up, send it all back down, so his wife could pay the coyote and escape Oaxaca town. So sitting around the table here tonight, I think about the men and the women and children picking to survive, and pray for rain, pray for rain. I pray for rain, pray for rain, pray for rain. So there's this form of prayer, it's called Taizé prayer. It was made up by a bunch of monks in France and back in the early 20th century, I believe. And given to everything that's been going on in the world today and leading up to this, if y'all want to join me in some Taizé prayer and just repeat the words, pray for rain, that's what Taizé prayer is. You just repeat the same words over and over again in song form. And send it out to those in Ukraine and anybody else who might need it tonight. I pray for rain, 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 pray for rain. One more time. I pray for rain. All right, gotta bring it up after that now. Life's fun too. There's lots of serious stuff, but there's also a lot of fun to be had. This song is definitely a song that is talking about the fun things in life. I went to the University of Notre Dame, graduated in 2011, and yeah, that's right, and go Irish. And I don't know if y'all have ever been up to South Bend or been to any other college football games, but people like to tailgate and get up early in the morning and drink beer for breakfast. And so I had just graduated back in 2012 and was reminiscing fondly on the good old days, and sat down on my buddy's couch in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time, and started writing the song. It's called Beer for Breakfast, and it's a song about tailgating for college football. So here we go. Let's try it out. 1, 2. I was 21, just having fun, not a care in the world. My whole life revolved around cold drinks and hot girls. Friday nights at Finney's and six-pack Saturdays. Getting rowdy at a tailgate for the football game. South Bend in the fall. Hell, I was having myself a ball. Raising hell, drinking way too much with all my friends knowing. In the morning, we be doing it all again. 'Cause that hair of the dog was the best. So after a long hard night, we drink beer for breakfast. Well, I said I was a student, but I never went to class. To this day, I still don't know how the hell I ever passed. Doing most of my learning in night school at a bar, writing songs instead of papers, playing this guitar. Majored in Jim Beam, living young and wild and free. Raising hell, drinking way too much. All my friends know me. In the morning, be doing it all again. 'Cause that hair of the dog was the best. So after a long hard night, we drink beer for breakfast. Well, those college years, they flew by way too fast. So when the Irish play at home, I still go back. Yeah. Raise some hell, drink way too much with all my friends know me. In the morning, be doing it all again. Raising hell, drinking way too much. All my friends know me. In the morning, be doing it all again. 'Cause that hair of the dog was the best. You know the hair of the dog's still the best. After a long hard night, we drink beer for breakfast. Beer for breakfast. Ah, yeah, we drink beer for breakfast. Yeah, give it up one more time for the band. This is Callahan Dillon. Mr. Jeff Myers on the drums. Mr. Jeff Lassar on the bass. And Jamie Pawelski on guitar. Yeah. We're all coming to you from South Bend, Indiana, and so it's good to be down here. Got one more with the band before we call it a night. This is a song I wrote about coming back home to the place that I call home. The great state of Indiana. Give it up for Indiana. There we go. I made many trips between my hometown of Elkhart and in Nashville, Tennessee on US 31 and I-65. And so on one such occasion, this song idea came to me because I crossed the Ohio River outside of Louisville and got on the Indiana side of the river. And it felt like I was already home, but I still had 4 hours left to drive. And so I wanted to try to capture that feeling in a song with all the time that I had, and started singing into my flip phone at the time because I didn't have an iPhone, and started singing the chorus to this song, and when I got home I finished it. And so I guess it's an anthem of sorts for this great Hoosier state of ours. It's called Back Home Again. Driving through these old rolling hills to the closest place to heaven I know. I'm heading north through Kentucky to the only place I'll ever call home. I'm leaving the bluegrass state behind, waiting for me on the other side. Fields of corn and soybeans, small family farms, kids playing basketball, hoop on a red barn, cranking up John Mellencamp on I-65, drive past his small town. This Hoosier state feels like a long-lost friend. Damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Oh, Indiana. Sometimes I feel just like I'm James Dean out on the road, chasing a dream. Oh, but now I've returned to where my home fire's burning. If I wanna leave back to the place where I belong, I'm gonna let these country roads take me home. The fields of corn and soybeans, small family farms, kids playing basketball, the hoop on a red barn, cranking up John Mellencamp on I-65, heading to my small town. Yeah, 'cause this Hoosier state feels like a long-lost friend. Yeah, damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Oh, Indiana, the only place that I want to live my life. Yeah. Where I was born and raised, where they'll lay me when I die. 'Cause when I die, I'll be in fields of corn and soybeans, small family farm, kids playing basketball, the hoop on a red barn, cranking up John Mellencamp on I-65, heading to my small town. Yeah, this Hoosier state feels like a long-lost friend. Yeah, damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Oh, Indiana, yeah. Driving across that Ohio River to the closest place to heaven I know. Thank you all so much. We're Zach DuBois. Appreciate you listening. Usually do this as like an encore, but I didn't know what kind of reception it would get, so I just stayed out here. Because I do like to end with this song. It's not a song that I wrote, but it's a song that I learned traveling overseas. I first heard it in Galway, Ireland, at a pub called Teak Nachtan, and it's like the oldest pub in Galway. And so if you ever go to Galway, you should definitely head there. But I heard this traditional Irish band close out their set with this song, and ever since then, it is just haunting and stuck with me. And so I want to leave y'all with it as well. It's called The Parting Glass. Oh, of all the money that ever I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that ever I had done, alas, it was to none but me. And of all I've done, for want of a wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fell to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, of all the comrades that e'er I had, they are sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and her ruby lips, my own they have my heart enthralled. So fill to me a parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Thank you all so much for coming out. My name's Zach DuBois. Give it up for the band one more time. The Center for the Performing Arts here in Carmel. Appreciate you having us. I'm going to come out to the lobby and try to sell you some of my merch. If you want to come say hey, I'd appreciate it. To all those live streaming, appreciate you tuning in. Cheers, everybody.